There's inflammation in the body.
Unhealthy and contributing to your ADHD symptoms.
ADHD symptoms. Another one is screen time. How many of us, even adults, looking much more for children, right? How many of us are addicted to our phones, to that screen time, to sit on that phone all day long or that computer playing video games? They say what is the average is 6 to 8 hours.
Screen time. Yeah.
So
It's a lot.
if you have young kids that are playing 2 or more hours on video games, are at higher risk.
They're complete higher risk. You see it when you go to different shops, little kids are on their tablets or mom's
Devices.
phone going
Quiet.
nonstop. But yet you're not learning how to operate in an environment. So it's just distracting you and creating more ADHD symptoms. It really is. And here's a problem overall. That's what's hidden in plain sight. And no one wants to dive deep in them. And so when you feel the need to go to a doctor, what happens? You get a prescription thrown your way. And now you got the pharmaceutical system. You're trapped in it. And they get a lot of money from the symptom management and the environmental lifestyle factors causing your ADHD symptoms.
Schools, they get funding to disability from the federal government. They get money for each case that comes through that school.
The Disability Educational Act.
Yes. Yeah. I know you were mentioning earlier today with the improved test scores, how it gives them more money.
Well, what happens is, so you get diagnosed with ADHD, then they are able to get more money because they can manage that specific case. And then you get better improved test scores because essentially how you report a test score is a little bit different. So you get more test time, perhaps. The test scores can also be dropped due to the No Child Left Behind Act way back in the Bush days.
Wow.
I think it was Bush. But yeah, that right there is basically leaving the children behind based upon that, because then you're teaching to the symptoms versus that true core child itself.
Right, and the child, if they're not learning.
They're not learning. If you don't change and you keep on doing what you're doing, the ADHD symptoms are going to worsen, and as well as that underlying trauma and inflammation is going to remain unaddressed.
And it's going to carry you on into your adulthood and create more problems for you.
Medication is going to be
For the
increasingly
rest of your
dependent.
life, yeah. And some people feel like the medications help them, but they're not looking at the trauma. They're not really taking a deep dive as to why you're feeling this way.
The medications make it seem like just make you do not care anymore. They don't get to the true root of symptoms. You take a pain pill, they don't fix the source of the pain. The pain's still there. You just don't care about it anymore.
So does it get worse in terms of if somebody's taking medication and they basically don't care, but if that underlying trauma is not addressed, does that trauma get louder in their life?
It gets worse. It can totally get worse because you're not addressing it. And that's where you got to address it. So the breakthrough is going to come when your ADHD symptoms will dramatically improve when you actually address that true cause.
Okay.
So whether it's the trauma back when you had it or current trauma, eliminating inflammatory foods, getting better sleep, getting into a better supportive environment, you have to identify what is the cause. It takes some work. Maybe take a coach or something to help you get through it. A cognitive type of therapist. Gotta understand what is causing that feeling. You gotta dive deep. You gotta get to the root cause. All right. And so when you do that, though, that's when you can start to introduce your natural healing approaches. Teach to regulate emotions by addressing all the environmental and lifestyle factors that drive the symptoms.
Right.
The outcome and the way you will start to live is well worth it.
Okay.
All right. So a complete natural approach is when you target those factors. So the inflammation, the nutrition, the sleep, the environmental, and you address them specifically, whatever it may be. So you got to identify first step, identify and address the underlying trauma. All right. So
environmental stress problems that trigger those symptoms.
Yeah. It could, it could be, at work. It could be anything.
But you have to be honest with yourself and do a deep dive and see where it's stemming from. Yeah. And if you can't do it on your own, like you said, you need to work with a therapist who can help you. And it's going to take time. It's not an overnight thing.
Not at all. But it's definitely a path forward. So that's number one. You got to identify it, that way you know how to tackle it and make the changes. The second thing is that you want to eliminate the inflammatory foods. And the simple ones are like the artificial additives.
Sugar, inflammatory foods, the seed oils, anything in a package that has too many ingredients that you cannot pronounce. That's not going to help you. You have to go for more simpler foods. If you're not into cooking, find foods that are healthier?
Low-fat, plant-based foods are what's going to stabilize the mood and your focus. It really is.
That's another one.
Third one is you want to establish consistent sleep schedules and a daily physical activity routine, because that's going to allow you to restore and replenish, burn some energy, but also you want to drastically limit your screen time.
So for people who claim they don't have time to work out, or they're physically incapable of working out for whatever reason, what do you say to that?
Take away your screen time.
Take away screen time. So basically, you have to look at your schedule and the things that where you wasting time in. Take away 10 minutes from screen time to move your body. And if you're physically, you have a handicap of some sort, you have to find something that will, some type of exercise that will help you. Because there's different exercise out there.
And all you have to do is look at your phone, go screen time. It's going to tell you how much time you wasted on a given day that you can allocate somewhere else.
Wow, that's a good one.